Josep was a very young coach that have a lot of passion for the game.
He's a special coach, he's a nice person.
Love the game, analyse the game, always trying to find ways to do it better. Very big on the Barcelona philosophy.
He tried to bring something different and none of us were used to it. We never had that before.
Asked a lot of the players as the ball swung in.
Glided past the couple, sets up Taggart for number 2.
Trying to dribble his way through. Big chance, Brisbane. Is that a penalty? No, said the referee, but it's a goal. And Brisbane take the lead. Josep Gombau's winless run extends to 8 matches.
Everyone could see what he wanted. It was just about trying to produce it, and that took a bit of time.
And there's a vote of confidence for the under-fire coach in some circles, but plenty believe, including these players, who've also backed their coach during the week. Pirio wrapping it around, Gite, get in there! Now Ferreira, and it's in! Well, now the results might be coming for Adelaide United. Geronimo burst clear to round it off in some style, and the pressure lifts off Josep Gombau. They take all 3 points, and it's their first victory since round 1.
Markadash makes it 2-1 for Adelaide United. Geronimo, he goes for goal! Geronimo, spectacular!
He revolutionised the club, the way we played, the way we went about football.
Gite, lovely turn! What a goal! Take a bow, Bruce Gite!
Everyone was willing to die out on the pitch for him.
We started building a team, kept a lot of that group together for a 2-year period, which is hard to do in the A-League.
Players were re-signing for much less money than they were being offered elsewhere for Josep.
One of Eugene Galakovic or Michael Thwaite will lift the FFA Cup for the very first time.
This really does have the feel of a big occasion. Gite slides it for Karuska, that's a gorgeous ball. Here's Thirio! There's the opening goal of the cup final! Sergio Thirio! The FFA Cup is staying in Adelaide, and a first piece of silverware from Adelaide United since the premiership in 2006 under John Kosmina.
Winning the silverware, having the belief, actually executing it, helps you in finals runs in the future.
We had times that year where we could have pushed on to be towards the top 2.
There was definitely that feeling where we're building something, but it is very hard to win a premiership, a championship. You also do need to have a bit of luck.
There was huge hype around this new professional league.
If you love your football, the real football, become a member of Adelaide United now.
Having Cozzy in that first year as coach, and one thing that Cozzy did really well was got the best out of players.
The cross comes in, and it is in!
We had a decent balance. We had a lot of experience who were quality players, and then we had some good youthful players coming through as well.
We weren't about a team playing teams off the park. The way that we won games was through pure grit and determination and will to win. Worked well for us in the regular season, but not so much come finals.
John Kosmina showed signs of nervous tension when deciding to close the training session to all invited media. His team hasn't won in 3 weeks.
It's finals time, everyone's a little bit nervous. He was on edge a bit, so some of the players are too.
Finals is always a different beast. For whatever reason, there's a different mindset that goes along with it.
The space Corica, and off the line, no! Past the keeper as well, and Dodd has equalised! In it comes with the left foot from the Chinese international back post, it's gone in! Across the face of goal, surely it is! Milligan's ball. Beltrame hesitates, India into the grand final. John Kosmina and his Adelaide United team will have to go into next week's preliminary final against the Mariners. Miscue clearance, close range, the flag stays down, and the minor premiers have had their colours lowered here at Hindmarsh.
3 weeks for all the work that you do, pre-season, regular season, it unfortunately comes unstuck.
It was a bit hard to take.
premiers Melbourne travel to Adelaide for the first leg of the major semi-final.
First leg was 0-0, going to Melbourne thinking that we were a chance of hosting the grand final as well.
Ball played in deep to the back post, Dodd with the header, the opening goal. Menacing run here from Danny Allsop, and Danny Allsop has levelled it up in the major semi-final, Robertson, and it's gone in. Melbourne victory into the grand final.
At that point in time, you're thinking, here we go again. Just could not believe that we'd let it slip. When you're getting again to a prelim final, you've been knocked out the first year in straight sets. I guess there's this lingering thing over your head, knowing what had happened the year before.
It's going to be a penalty shootout. Charlotte save from Beltrame, Adelaide are through to the grand final.
Because he might have got himself into a bit of trouble, give the referee a bit of stick as he's run on the pitch. That unfortunately was probably our grand final. I think it's always hard to back up from those big prelim games.
Archie Thompson! Goal! Now Brebner's been caught very late, and Ross Aloisi, well, he's already been booked, and it goes from bad to worse for Adelaide. Thompson!
We just couldn't stop the goals going in, and
It's 5 for Archie Thompson. Sarkis, Christian Sarkis, and it's 6 for the victory. Well, Melbourne Victory are the first team into the 2009 grand final. And the question for Adelaide United is whether they can bounce back from this humiliation. 4-0 on the night, 6-0 on aggregate.
Because of a pissant town, this club will never win anything until you get rid of that crap.
there'd been a bit of tension within the media in Adelaide at the time, and you know, he was, I guess, alluding to the fact that the infighting or the jibes from the media that weren't backing the club meant we were a piss-out town that was never going to go anywhere because we're just always trying to knock each other down. Having those thoughts now, you know, having to go into a prelim the following week, knowing that 6-0 a couple of years ago, 6-0 again, it's more of a mental thing now. What's going to happen if we make it, if we do win? You know, is it going to be this again?
Perhaps a little bit cautious, but would love to change the ledger.
Barbiero! What a screamer! The Black Cloud has produced a silver lining, a week of torment, and into their second Hyundai A-League Grand Final.
The most prestigious piece of silverware in Australian football awaits the winners. Adelaide had a fantastic season themselves, and they will feel perhaps that they are due a trophy. 89 games down, 1 to go, 90 minutes to go between the top two teams in the country.
Unfortunately, we got robbed that day, I believe.
Now Cristiano led with the elbow there. It's a straight red. Unbelievable. First 10 minutes, Adelaide United lose a man.
That is a terrible, terrible decision in the biggest match of the season.
Having seen the replay,
he's ruined the game.
I agree with you.
He's ruined the game.
You're thinking back, just instinctively, back to the 6-0 when, you know, Ross had been sent off, Cristiano's got sent off. You think, please don't let this happen again. But you know, that one, we hung in there and we had opportunities to win that game.
Marauding into the penalty area, in towards the edge of the box. Oh, and a great save by Theoklitos. Goes past one challenge. Still going, Travis Dodd! Oh, that would have been a wonderful goal.
I was kind of marking Tommy Ponulate, showed him the wrong way, and he cut in and then just had a shot which was pretty tame, but Galektovic saw it really late.
Pomoliaku drifts it in, and it's a goal for Melbourne! The deadlock is broken in the grand final. Very heavy challenge by Zaleski, but the final whistle is blown, and Melbourne Victory have won the A-League Championship for a second time. When
I think back of the finals that I've been in, that's probably the one that hurt the most. Losing 1-0 in a final, that's a tough pill to swallow.
That was probably the most disappointing thing. Didn't take those chances that we had.
I'd just like to have seen what it would have been like 11v11.
Adelaide, the bridesmaids again,
Adelaide United's search for a new head coach has ended with the appointment of 33-year-old Dutchman Rennie Coolen.
We're bringing in a foreign coach. What's that going to look like?
He came in with some great ideas. It was really exciting because we were playing some really good football in that first 11 or so rounds, and towards the end it just kind of backfired a bit.
Players coming off contract, those talks had started, of which I was one of them. Another player that was also coming out of contract was offered the captaincy for the following year, and we're still in finals. This player came and told me, he'd approached me and said that, what's happening with me, am I leaving because he's just been offered the captaincy for next year. I can say most definitely that there were players that said that they wanted to refuse to train.
Certain coaching staff members were getting a bit cocky and changed a few things around.
There were real concerns, and to be honest, did I think we were going to go far in that campaign? Probably not, because there was just too many things going on, outside of the training park.
37 minutes of this elimination final. Here's Smelts, who drives it. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Well, he went right through the middle, and there goes the whistle. And it is Gold Coast United who go through.
Well, it's been another tumultuous day in the short history of Adelaide United, with coach John Kosmina walking out on the club.
Cosy says he can see no clear direction or vision at the club.
Floats it beautifully towards Bratton. Oh, that's a really good goal by Luke Bratton. Across, and there's Frenich, and it's 2-0 for Brisbane. It is all over. Brisbane Roar have seen off the challenge. Finals football doesn't often suit the Reds, and they just were not good enough today.
Big call, changing your tactics for a game like this in terms of the way they play.
That was a little bit of a concession that Josip Gombau was concerned.
And then towards Duke, and a beanie! Just like that! Finally, the whistle goes, and Central Coast Mariners are through.
We expected to win though. I was very disappointed after that game. More disappointed than I had been for a long time in football.
It's showtime. Sydney FC against Adelaide United for a place in the grand final. Chance for Sydney FC. Oh, it's tucked behind Broska. Beanie! Here's a chance now off! The grand final is confirmed for Sydney FC.
To me, I felt like that was a better team. We didn't go from the first minute and try to make a match of it.
There's this air of negativity in South Australia where, we're the bridesmaids or we choke.
Maybe it was pressure back in those days that maybe got the better of us.
When you've been up there for so many years, and you got that window of opportunity, you got to take it.
Once you retire, that's the one thing that would probably be missing, not winning a championship with the club.
Whatever it might be, any sport, if you keep getting to the final dance but can't win it, you're going to get called losers.
I didn't know who Guillermo was. I just remember Giuseppe saying, I have a friend from Spain coming. I worked with him at Barcelona. He'll be technical director. He knows very well how to play a 3-4-3.
Yeah, when he arrived, he had this aura about him that this guy's the real deal. And I couldn't wait to start working with him.
He would be around the training sessions all the time, and even sometimes join in for the rondos.
Guillermo is a legend. He's a legend in Barcelona, in Spain. He played, more than 400 games in Barcelona. He played in the national team.
We were blown away. We're like, he wants to come here to Adelaide. Jesus, Giuseppe's got some pull. And he's got the influence to bring this guy here. We always played 4-3-3, but in that second year of Giuseppe, he wanted us to be able to have a plan A and a plan B, but 4-3-3 is not working. We play 3-4-3. Guillermo was very quiet, and we all just assumed that behind the scenes, he's obviously helping Giuseppe implement the 3-4-3 that we started working on in that season.
In an attacking sense, we were really good, and when we won games, it would generally be by a few goals.
He's going to try one from here. He doesn't score goals, but he does. Ryan Fowler, 7 for Adelaide United.
Still going. What a run this is by Tariq Elrich. Still he goes on Elrich. Oh, what a goal!
We win games by a 3-2, a 4-3 or something like that. There'd be more goals, and we'd always concede as well because we played, I think, very open.
Giuseppe was encapsulated by the romance, playing beautiful football and winning every game. sometimes that exposes you at the back.
We were inconsistent, which after when we reach the finals and we face Sydney FC, always is in finals everything can happen. And always it was difficult for us to play away against Sydney.
Almost felt like we're still building. You know, it's obviously disappointing finishing a season without the main trophy. We were getting closer. Under the first year we didn't make it that far, and then we've made it to that point. And then it was looking at it as in the group staying together. Josip was going to stay to finish off the job for the following year. You know, we got to the semi, now the next stage is to win it.
If we played in plain white t-shirts and plain white shorts and plain white socks, just by the way we played, the movements, the style, people would recognise it's Adelaide United. We didn't have to wear the logo or the red. That's how ingrained it was. The team was very tight-knit. Everything was conducive to us starting to land some silverware.
Yes, I want to inform you that today my contract with Adelaide United has been cancelled.
I remember we were at Santos.
Before we had a training base, we used to train here, there and everywhere. We were there, got called in for a meeting in the morning, which wasn't that unusual. Sometimes you do video or just a general chat for 5-10 minutes, but I remember him getting up and straight away he was sort of holding back tears.
He gave us a speech that he was leaving. It was sad. He was upset. A few of the boys were upset. That just shows how much he cared about us and we cared about him and what he did for the club.
This is the year. We're going to win it this year, you know. And we all felt like legitimately like we're going to win it this year. Why are you even now? You've laid all the groundwork.
It was a bit of a shock for him to say he was heading overseas and heading off.
A lot of players had clauses in their contract that allowed them to leave for free if Giuseppe left. Like, that's how significant he was. Saw the talk in the change room afterwards, like, well, what do you want to do? If you're leaving, I'm leaving. Like, you know, that's what it was like. You know, and like the father figure's gone. So what happens to all the kids? You know, they just scatter now.
For us as a squad, it was quite taken back. But it happens in football, and you have to adapt and to learn how to progress.
What happens next? Who are they going to bring in? Does this mean our philosophy goes out the window? Everything we've been working towards?
Look, it's a very hard decision. It's something that we think a lot about, and maybe the hardest decision that I took in my life. But for family reasons, we need to leave.
Then Guillermo gets announced, and it's like, oh, perfect. This is going to be a continuation. Powell stays assistant. Guillermo's been here for a year already. He knows everyone. He knows the style. Don't need to look elsewhere. I'm happy to stay here if we continue on the same road. Pre-season was, training-wise, very similar. The difference was, Giuseppe was massive on pressing. That was, I wouldn't call it the majority of our game, but that was like a key component to our game. Whereas Guillermo wasn't big on pressing.
Sometimes instead of pressing every single time or going man-on-man in the midfield, we sat back a little bit more on occasions to try and save energy and be a bit more conservative depending on the opposition we were playing.
Completely different personalities as well. You can almost say Gombau was the teacher, you know, where he was let things flow a little bit more, but instilled, you know, certain structures as well.
Darwin Olympic, the part-timers, the home team up against the defending Westfield FFA Cup champions, of course.
Larocca, Babals and Duganzic, all new signings to the club.
Goodwin with the cross. Free shot, an opportunity, scored by Pablo Sanchez. A record-equalling victory here for the Reds, 6-1 over Darwin Olympic.
We tried to really keep the rules that Gombau had in place because the transition was that quick that we still need to have the principles, and as players we try to, you know, keep those principles.
As Elridge plays a tasty ball, now the rebounder, and a tap in! There it is for McGowan! They've done it. The defending champs through to the quarterfinals.
Let's head now to Amy Park for our feature match between Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United.
For Clark, 1-0. Beautifully done. Barisha scores, and Melbourne Victory surely now in the last 4 of the FFA Cup.
I don't think we read that much into it.
It was just a kind of like a transition, similar way of playing, or very similar way of playing, and just trying to adapt to new ideas, really.
And this was a dress rehearsal to your A-League season opener, of course, against Melbourne Victory. Does that give you a little bit of time then to iron out the creases?
We're prepared. I'm sure they'll prepare, but we'll be a different outfit.
Thanks so much, Eugene.
Thank you, Tom.
3, 2, 1, look up.
I had a niggling knee injury, trying to get through pre-season and play out the whole season, trying to just manage my knee, and it got to the point where I couldn't manage it anymore, and I think a week before round 1 I went in for an operation to fix it.
Nugent in the A-League was like the best keeper for a very long time, so I guess not having him in and having a goalkeeper that's going to be inexperienced is always going to be a bit of a loss, I guess.
We're a club that we need our senior core players to be in the squad, because you lose a few senior core players. The 14, 15, 16 player usually are quite a young player, so they need to step up.
We had a fair chunk of the squad from the previous year, so it wasn't like a completely new system brought in.
I think we thought that we could do better than what we did the year before. I thought we were really confident, but obviously the start didn't turn out that way.
What a way to kick off Friday night football in season 11 of the Hyundai A-League. It's a clash between bitter rivals, Adelaide United and the Melbourne Victory.
There was a disconnect in the team.
Fortunate to break to Ben Calfala. Bessart Barisha is in, and great run by Barisha. Demanded that one. Onside is Bessart Barisha. Is this the moment?
Maybe in this transition of these 2 different coaches was something that maybe we missed.
The change of coach wasn't easy. We were trying to adapt to the new situation.
Melbourne, I think, were the better team on the night, and they probably did deserve the 3 points.
Every team that changes the coach, changes the system, takes time to understand.
Guillermo wants a lot of freedom.
Freedom's fine, but you've still got to have people behind the guys that are being creative to mop up the mess.
Rides the challenge, does Tarek Elrich, and it's an own goal! Gite watching on alongside Jacopo La Rocca, missing out due to a broken foot. Elrich's clearance only as far as Andreu, and there is the equaliser.
Especially the second half, we looked a bit toothless when we had possession.
I think probably the Wanderers were unlucky not to come away with the 3 points.
Here goes Sydney, he's sprung the offside trap, big chance for Sydney, he buries it. Garcia, who goes early looking for Fernandez. What a strike! Garcia, Fernandez won't get there, Castro will.
We thought that he didn't want us to press at all or sit back and then press from a certain line.
Just dropping off Isaiah's first time ball across, and he might break here for Morello. He's scored again. Elrich back to hold him up, still with McLaren. He's got Lustica waiting. Oh, he doesn't need him.
I mean, it was really disappointing. I mean, the errors that Adelaide made at the back.
After 3 or 4 rounds, you start to get in the rut in the A-League. It's very hard to get out.
They really need a lot more unpredictability to their play.
We're just not at Barcelona's level. We needed more direct coaching, whereas Guillermo was of the view like, no, you guys should know this. You're professionals.
Adelaide now have a corner to defend. It's a delightful corner.
When you're chasing wins, and when you're chasing wins at home, you might go 1-0 down, and then you do things you normally wouldn't do.
Clever dummy from Fornaroli. Breaks it for Aaron Moy.
It just gets worse and worse and worse.
Ball as well. Turn in for Fornaroli.
There were gaps. 3 players would press, 7 would drop, 6 players would press, 4 would drop.
Fornaroli played in. No flag, Fornaroli.
You need everyone pressing, everyone dropping. It doesn't work.
They're just not disciplined. They're not structured. They're playing. Their body language is terrible.
Guillermo Amor is looking to make changes. Taruska and Duganzic drop to the bench. Or chance now, and it could be the equaliser, quick as you like it is. Vieira. Turn for Krishna. Real chance here. Players queuing up in the penalty area. Krishna, Bonaventura.
The whole squad that we had was good enough to be winning games. So I think it was really frustrating at that time because we weren't sure what was not working, what was working.
Bonaventure, Krishna waits. Great save, Hall, chance, Redinton! Eugene Galekovic back between the posts today for the Reds. That will be a welcome sight. Immediately went to ground, Osama Malik, whether he's just tweaked something.
Being Adelaide United, you want to be a top team and you can't start the season losing and not winning for 8 games.
Good first touch, Craig Goodwin. The taking corner, Diego encouraged to shoot. Come out by the penalty spot. Goodwin! Stopped by Leaky G. What a chance to win it for the Reds. But it ends in disappointment again.
They controlled the game, the pace, the possession, and had the better of the chances, but Cozzy, it just wouldn't stick.
You get a player like Karuska, he has a few bad games, big deal.
Every player have up and downs. I didn't have maybe the best game during these 8 games.
If he's dropped because of his form leading up to when he got dropped 3 weeks ago, then there's a half a dozen other guys that probably should have been as well because they've been performing badly.
Internally with the players, I was like, Jesus, why isn't Chettle playing? You know, it was disruptive.
And more obviously is his first year as coaching. So I mean, there's obviously
lack of experience.
Lacks that experience with, I mean, not just coaching, but managing these kind of situations.
We had some fans heckling us from outside the fence at the training ground.
Members throwing their memberships onto the field after a game.
Besart Barisha sends Galekovic the wrong way. It's a good angle for a left footer, and it's good bang, and it's in. He does have his first Melbourne Victory A-League goal. See the last threat of the first half. Besart Barisha, yet another goal for him. Kevin Muscat's side in complete control with Ollie Bozanic scoring the other goal.
Little bit disappointing, and you know what? If you're going to go down fighting. Adelaide need to come back and have a go at them.
We're getting smashed first half. I think we're losing 2-0, weren't even in the game. We're losing 2-0, still playing defensively. And at half time, it's like, guys, enough's enough. It's ridiculous.
The boys all got together without the coaches after the coaches had spoke.
We just said we have to stick together. We've got to keep believing in ourselves and not start pointing fingers at each other and stick together. And that's the only way we're going to improve and get out of it.
Let's go back to the high octane. Let's press. Let's give it a go, you know, because we've all got to do it. Are we all dropping or are we all pressing? Like at the moment, it's all disjointed. So there was a discussion at half-time then, and then we came out in that second half, looked much better.
It's Adelaide United who get the second half underway. Oh, not a bad ball over the top. Flipped over by Jego. Cutbacks into a good area, and that's a key block by Bozanic. Jego for Karuska, and Jitte makes way for Pablo Sanchez. Elsie. Oh, Jordan Elsie, not bad technique. Oh, that's brilliant. Elrich again. Goodwin. He's trying to chip it to the far corner there. Ferrio again. And the header. And here's Isaias. Lukovic only watching it, had a nice trajectory to it. Dropped over to Ferrio. Oh, what a touch. Unbelievable touch from Ferrio, but Guerrier puts it out for the corner. Can you believe that touch? Corner taken quickly. One around the corner. Well, that's a penalty, isn't it? Has to be. Clumsy one given away. And Adelaide United finally had the chance to bring it back to 2-1 and make it game on. Boos are ringing out around Etihad Stadium. And Karuska silences them. And Ferrio's been found again. And he's going to combine again with Goodwin, is he? He goes into a central area. Look at them. Look at Adelaide United. Turn on the style now. Broxham on the end of it. Oh, lovely this, isn't it? Oh, Karuska very nearly. But they're topped. The Melbourne Victory. Another win for Kevin Muscat's side. With that penalty from Karuska coming too late for the Reds. Something to build on though for Adelaide United ahead of 2 home games.
Being bottom, losing to Victory is never a nice feeling for Adelaide supporters and for us as a team. But the second half, there were positives.
We played differently to the previous weeks and we pressed, we fought, we got to go back, and I don't know how many chances we had, but I remember our endeavour to try to win the game was different. And I think it was, Yeah, we'll rock bottom, but it was a change.
Knowing that we still had so much to give and improve, we just looked up the ladder like, geez, we can still make finals. Yeah, and that was the consensus. But let's just get the first win first. That's what we were concentrating on.
Yeah, just how important is it to get a win tomorrow?
No sé cómo es el superlativo de es important.
At the start of the season, we didn't score a goal for a while, and we reassessed the goals and said we just need to score. We got that one off our back. Now it's about winning a game.
The whole time during that 8-game run, Amor was very calm and very positive himself.
The longer you go losing or not winning, the closer you are to winning, in my opinion.
We had to win this game, playing good or not.
Is today the day for the Reds? A day of destiny, perhaps, for both these teams. The only way is up, and it starts here at Cooper Stadium tonight. Guillermo Amor has also included Marcelo Carrusca for the first time in 4 matches. So Adelaide United kick off. The battle of the basement is underway.
It's great to see him back in the starting lineup.
You know what's going on in this part of the world, Joe. Has there been a difference of opinion between Amor and Carrusca? Here's Pablo Sanchez. Error by the defender, Anthony Golek. And we've got a goal for the Reds after just 2 minutes.
You score early, you don't want to concede.
Sandor free at the penalty spot. Here is Georgie Sandor.
I kept pushing myself, talking to myself that when I have the opportunity again, I will do my best to show the team and to help the team and show the coach I was able to play.
Now the bounce is deceived the Adelaide defence, and it was Castro.
You just stay concentrated because you want to win that bad. It's like, no, we're winning now.
We keep a clean sheet. We win our first game.
Diego Castro with a chance for Perth. Palmed away by Galekovic. Still alive for Harold.
I was just trying to, get our defensive structures correct so we didn't concede.
Garcia wants it wide right. It's Richard Garcia. Very similar, those two. Carrusca with a Rabona. Then drops for Bruce Chitte. Shoots is the cry. Warren calling for it, and he's got there. Across the face. There's Chris Harold. And it's Jordan Elsey who saves the day for the Reds. Thwaite can't get there. And there goes the whistle. And finally, after 7 months, Adelaide United know what it's like to win in the A-League again.
You lose games, you draw games, you cannot get the win. You need to break this negative run somehow.
It was just hard. As soon as you don't win a couple, they just get harder and harder mentally. It's not any different physically. It's still 11 against 11. It just starts to build up mentally.
It was a scrappy sort of win. It's not like we were playing swashbuckling football and romped at home. So I was like, okay, let's bank those points and let's improve on our deficiencies, because from now on it's going to get harder because we need to keep winning to climb this ladder.
And it's Adelaide United to get things started through last week's goal scorer. Oh, goes back. He's going to be off, is he? The Reds players don't like it, and the red card is flashed to the teenager. It's a lovely ball from Elrich. Now the header, and the flag is up. Jago teasing one. Oh, what a save! Get hold of that as he would have liked. Jago did. Back off the bar. Denied by the woodwork again. Jago on the follow-up. Smashes it in.
I can't talk highly enough about Jago. He was sort of the workhorse in the middle, and Carrusca sort of just did his thing.
Shown great pace of late. Here's Holosco. Oh, what a finish! There's your equaliser. Carrusca. Lovely. Really well worked. Oh, the save.
94th minute, corner. All Sydney's thinking is, just clear this ball, we'll take a point, and that happens.
Drop it on a dime at the back post. Elsey's there. McGowan brought to ground. Penalty conceded by Jacques Fati. And perhaps with virtually the last kick of the game, Adelaide United will have the chance to rescue and claim all 3 points.
When you are the penalty taker of your team, you are prepared and you know that you're going to have this moment in games when the referee blows the whistle. Of course, I was nervous because it's a big responsibility, especially in 94 minutes. And I knew that it was the last chance for us to win the game. I was very focused on the ball, thinking where the ball is going to go.
Argentine maestro, Marcelo Carrusca. Bang! Into the top corner. And they're going to win it after all, Adelaide United. Back-to-back wins for them. And look what it means to the players and the fans.
When I ran to the corner, I saw the fans in the couch, they're sitting and celebrating, so I went straight to him and everybody came over. It was a pretty happy moment for me and for all of us.
Marcelo Carrusca maybe turned the season with the performance and inclusion last week.
You make your own luck. You put the ball in the penalty box from a header, something might happen. It's not like luck. It's you put pressure on the other team to make errors.
That's what the first win did for us. It gave us that momentum.
It's a confidence thing. On the trot, even though it was only 2 wins, something was building.
The Reds are looking to make it a hat-trick of wins. Carrusca back off the bar. 16 games without a goal now. Bruce Jitte. I don't know how you're going to get through that ball. Carrusca! Oh, denied by the woodwork again. It's goalless between these two.
It's another game that they've gone undefeated 3 in a row now.
Italy trying again. He does. Oh, hits the post. Another return ball. Unbelievable. It's a goal. They're looking to break into the top 6. They come to a place where they have had little success. Only 1 draw at this venue.
Picked out Thirio. Oh, back off the bar. And Maroney tried to roll on Dre, who did so effectively. Oh, he's full of confidence. Oh, that had to be a penalty. Ben Williams again.
That's 100% penalty.
You cannot believe that miss.
Yeah, well, they say a picture tells 1,000 words. I think it tells 1,000,000 words. They're all one word, penalty.
Finishes goalless. We're not quite sure how.
A draw is actually a much better result in the A-League than it is in the Premier League because there's only 5 games a week.
If they get in the top 6, which I think they will,
they can
cause a lot of damage.
It's the 3rd time the Glory and the Reds have met this season. Whoever wins this one could sneak into the top 6. Now Carrusca pulling a lot of strings in that first half. Marcelo Carrusca, what a strike!
Mentality in football is almost everything. After we start winning, we start believing in ourselves that we can make the finals and everything change.
You can really jump from different spots in the table.
The Reds, of course, undefeated in their last 6.
Marcelo Carrusca, oh, he's missed it! Wow! Well, look at on the left-hand side, there's 3 Adelaide players. Here's Goodwin, and a chance for Craig Goodwin! There it is! Finally has come! Bruce Jitte has come off 21 games now without a goal. Jigo with a corner, big swinger. Oh, little touch there from Mizzo! Sanchez it was! Pablo Sanchez has given Adelaide the lead!
We were enjoying everything, enjoying working, every training, every game.
Adelaide United 3, the Central Coast Mariners 1.
I mean, next week they've got Brisbane away, and that's going to be a real good test for them.
It's a case of United, the fact that there's been so much good lead-up play, and they're just not capitalising on that. I mean,
they lack a number 9 there.
Yeah.
Take nothing away from Bruce Jitte, but Bruce has never been a double figures man.
Yeah.
They need a double figures goal scorer.
Certainly their lead-up play deserves a lot more.
It does.
A lot of energy and output was done on the defensive actions. I'd come very deep, searching for the ball, and then by the time you drop it off, it goes wide, you're not in the box to finish it anyway. Guillermo changed that completely in the sense that he was like, you run too much. You need to be sharp when the ball's in and around. And to be sharp, you need to have energy. Everyone's got a finite amount of energy. If you're expending 80% on defensive actions, then, and holding the ball up, then you're not going to be sharp.
Brisbane, top of the table, against a team that certainly is in form in Adelaide. Haven't lost for a number of weeks now.
Ball, and while they're on this roll, it's now 7 games. They're going for 8 tonight, undefeated, 5 wins and 2 draws. That's a great record.
We've got a bit of ground to catch up thanks to our start earlier in the season, and we've been catching up that slowly, but we can make a statement here tonight.
When you play against the team that is on top of the ladder, it make you something special. You know that if you win, you can get closer to them.
We'd never had the luxury of being complacent because we'd already experienced what it was like to not win any games for an extended period of time.
The run that we're on, that's maybe 5-6 games unbeaten. We feel unbeatable.
They're the games you want to win against the teams that are higher than you.
Just on Bruce Jitte, long scoreless run for him. It frustrates him more than anyone.
He's gone, as you mentioned, a long time without scoring a goal. This is exactly what he needs to reinvigorate not just himself, but
Adelaide as well, because if there's one problem area for them, it's not getting enough goals from that central area. Bruce Jitte is so pivotal and vital in terms of them continuing to climb up the table and actually winning some form of silverware this season as well.
Going into that game, and especially playing away. I mean, playing away, you have another point to prove to their fans that we're here and we're here to win.
We know Brisbane were a strong team and they had some very good players.
It's hard to play up there. It's normally hot and humid.
And can Adelaide United achieve something they never managed to do under Amour's predecessor, Josep Gombau, and that's go undefeated in 8 games and win 3 on the bounce. And so begins the first of 5 A-League games in 5 days. But it all starts with an intriguing matchup tonight. Nervas closing down and getting nowhere near Isaias. Here's Jitte! And a crucial intervention from Michael Theo. More than 23 hours of game time since he last scored. Also went through the man. Terrific ball in. Oh, it's in! Pablo Sanchez! He drags it past Isaias and goes to ground. The referee says penalty. And Enrique sends Galekovic the wrong way. It was a controversial penalty that he won, but it's 1-1. Karuska delivers on the right boot. Man down in the box, penalty given.
Bruce and I were the one that practiced all the time at training.
I remember speaking to Karuska about it during the week. I was like, if we get a penalty, I'll take it.
For me as a number 10, I wasn't worried about scoring goals.
When the penalty was given, I'm like, let me take it, I'll take it. I don't think he wanted to take it.
I knew it that he wasn't scoring many goals. I didn't have the confidence either because I missed a penalty before that.
I didn't feel pressure, I didn't feel, well, it's going to hit the bottom corner, it's going to go in.
Bruce Jitte finally breaks the drought. Adelaide United back in front.
That was a game that I think everything clicked. As a team, we performed really well.
Look at Jitte's determination. Again, he gets a foot in, and he might get his reward. Right through the middle, Jitte! Well, you wait almost a year for one, and then 2 come along at once.
I saw the defender coming, so I thought I'd better get the shot off early. Rewind a month. I'll probably bounce off the keeper's big toe and goes out. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's football.
Jitte makes it 3-1 to the Reds.
Well, there's no doubt there's...
Here's Elrich. He's done this before.
Not this.
Lay off to Karuska! Oh, that is the crowning glory. Adelaide United, they're a contender now. A 4-1 rock against the top of the table Brisbane Roar.
Him saying that we're a contender is pretty true, because if we beat the top team on the table away from home, when we had the terrible start that we did, it must mean something.
Scoring 4 goals as well. It really is a statement.
What a win for Adelaide United. Adelaide on a heck of a run at the moment. Midfield team in form. Here's Jitte on the turn across the face, and it should be a tap-in. That is for Marcelo Karuska. And there we go. Full-time whistle blows, and it goes by the form book, and the Reds clock up their 7th win in 9 games and their 4th straight, all told.
Adelaide have come on in leaps and bounds. This is now the time where they excel, and they'll continue to get better. I think they'll improve on last year where they came ever so close, and they'll learn from that because the majority of those players are still there this year. They've gotten used to their new coach and the way he wants to play as well. They are 2 signings short of going all the way.
We are joined today by a man who we are so glad to have back in Adelaide.
So I was away in Qatar at the time with the under-23s.
Can you please welcome the number 6, Stefan Bork. Stefan, welcome to the pitch, mate.
I was just focused on, I guess, going there, playing well, qualifying for the Olympics, and then going back to Melbourne City. My contract was running out, which I knew, but I know they wanted to re-sign me, and my agent Vince Grella was saying, well, he's not going to re-sign unless you can guarantee he's going to play in his preferred position. And then got a random call from him, and he just said, would you be interested in going to Adelaide? He gave me a call the next day and said, well, Osama Malik wants to leave, I believe it was, and Melbourne City want him. Adelaide wants something back, and they asked for you. And I just thought, yeah, if I'm going to play as a midfielder the way they play football, why not? So I was obviously backing myself to play over Jago at the time, and not to know that he was, I think 2 days after I got there, he left anyway. So that was obviously already happening.
And we are pumping up Friday night's game against Sydney FC, and also the following Tuesday, our ACL game. Last week, we announced the return of Sergio Van Dijk. Welcome back, Serge. Anyway, it's not about you, Serge. We'll talk to you later on.
Stephen Moore jumping in to lend assistance. Can you believe it? Therio out of the equation and look to pick out Simon. What a goal! And there goes the full-time whistle.
No goals in the second half, but plenty of entertainment.
Hard to focus tonight thinking about Tuesday a little bit? Yeah, I think so, but it's about being professional. We knew we had to do a job tonight, and now we focus on Tuesday. We've got to recover straight away, and we're all disappointed, but we've got to get over it because we've got a big game in the Champions League.
It's a good day, a big day for us.
Most important thing is this game, and you give a team like this a bit of a sniff and a bit of a chance, they'll punish you. So we have to be switched on and give it our best shot.
I remember everyone being so excited to play this game, to qualify for Champions League.
We want to be in these Asian Champions League games. I think they're great for us, they're great for the club, they're great for sponsors, and also great for players, player exposure.
We played against a Chinese opponent, and we knew that they were very strong, but they were also in their pre-season as well.
They had an extra Brazilian. He had a recently acquired Asian passport, perhaps bought.
We were playing against players that were on millions and millions of dollars. It was a massive occasion for the club.
Plenty of history between these two sides. Just before we get to those lineups, this will be the 5th meeting between Adelaide and Shandong.
Sergio Van Dijk was a player that Adelaide United have brought to the club for tonight specifically, but he doesn't start.
So away we go here in Hindmarsh.
We start a little bit so anxious and nervous, the game.
Sloppy from Karuska. Here goes Montillo. Save from Delekovic, but it's been put in by Shandong.
They had very good quality players up front. They scored 2 quick goals in a transition.
Montillo slides it in for Wang Yongpo. And there's number 2 for Shandong. Adelaide United in all sorts of bother.
From that point, I think we controlled the game. We had chances.
Late arriving is Goodwin. Oh, what a chance for Craig Goodwin.
They were diving on the ground. They were asking to finish the game as soon as possible to the referee.
Here's Mork. Goodwin. The cutback. Who's there? Elrich. Was it a handball? The referee says it was penalty. A lifeline for Adelaide United. A fighting chance. Karuska strikes the frame of the goal.
I was very upset. If you take a responsibility to take penalties, this kind of thing can happen. It happened to me before, and it happened to me again.
In from Dugandzic, flicked on by Karuska. The header from Elsie. It's gone in. Is it too little, too late? Goodwin, who drives it diagonally towards a couple of red space. Therio, what a chance!
We went for it 110%, fell just short.
They've run out of time, Adelaide United. Shandong Luneng are through. Adelaide United eliminated from the Asian Champions League. Disappointment for the Reds. They did have their chances.
We worry about the A-League now and try to get something out of that.
I remember after the game, everyone was gutted, and I was gutted too. But I remember saying, boys, don't forget about it. Let's worry about the big picture now. What we're involved in, let's create something special.
We were actually thinking, you know what? If we had Asian Champions League and the A-League, it'd be hard to sustain the momentum we'd built in the A-League.
If you're having Champions League, people are going to get injured, there's going to be sicknesses.
When you add in those midweek games, especially the away trips, you're travelling 7-8 hours on a plane, playing on a Wednesday.
Perhaps it's a blessing in disguise, and we were so focused on the A-League, we just forgot about that defeat pretty quickly and kept concentrating on doing the best we could in the domestic competition.
Onside, Fabio Ferreira springs the offside trap and bears down on Eugene Galekovic and puts it right through his legs for the opener.
You think of their first 10 rounds where they were. This time he's over-eager.
I think I have the skills to take free kicks, but when I arrive to a new team, I like to respect the other players who are taking free kicks, that also they have very good skills to score goals. This season we try a few free kicks and nobody was scoring, and yes, I step up and say I can do as well, I can try.
Carrusca would normally take them, Goodwin would take them at times if it was further out.
I asked Marcelo, I think that was in my right spot for me, and he was more than happy to let me take it.
They do lead the league in terms of hitting the woodwork. It's a yes! And he bends it in! What a superb free kick!
He was a very good striker of the ball, and that translates into good set pieces as well.
McGowan's going to rise for the header, and Chitze helped it on intelligently. He has his goal. Now he goes right past two. Still Goodwin. Oh, that's brilliant from Craig Goodwin, and Moore buries it. 3 points and 3 goals again. Adelaide United up to third, can you believe it, as this unbeaten streak goes on.
Friday night, Melbourne victory. It is going to be huge. If you can't get over to Melbourne, make sure you watch it on Fox and also SBS as well. The whole nation will be watching your Adelaide United take on the victory.
It's our biggest game of the season, obviously. It means a lot to us, the club, the fans.
I always hated the song that they sang, like after they scored.
It's massive. I grew up hating Victoria.
We didn't play them again since the time that we lost to them in Melbourne.
People saying, you guys are on this run but haven't won there in 5 years, and it's time to break the hoodoo and all this sort of stuff.
It was a game that, if we want to be real contenders, it's a big game, it's a finals atmosphere that we need to step up, and it was important for us to get over that hurdle.
United have taken 27 points out of a possible 33 in an 11-game unbeaten streak.
That was I guess a must-win game.
It's the biggest game of the year, clear. Victory, formidable opponent.
The people get angry and the people shout.
We went there riding a wave of success, and we were keen to keep that going.
When they last met on November 28th, the home team won 2-1 to go top with 16 points, while they left the winless Reds languishing at the foot of the table. Countdown complete. Friday night football underway, and the victory on the front foot into this one. Now Broxham! Winkler lines up a free kick at this end. And he bends it and hits the woodwork again. It's play on for the Reds. Mork! Just over the crossbar again. Chite holds his run. Oh, the footwork from Carrusca, who tries the cheeky chip. Takes on the strike, and it cannons back off the post. Another live wire, try and exploit some space.
We battled so hard for 89 minutes, and you're thinking, it's just going to be a draw. We've done our job.
Well, particularly, and I've already mentioned it, we are past the 88th minute. It's a great good one time, according to the stats.
Mahazi just bounces off his chest to Mork. How's the trick from Goodwin? And Mahazi's committed another foul. Advantage play to Mork. He looks for Kamau, trying to place it, and it's in! And took a deflection! And Adelaide United in the 90th minute may well have stolen all 3 points for the first time in 5 years at Amy Park against the victory.
Well, you would think so, and I was just telling you it was Craig Goodwin time. He's the one that creates this goal.
Celebrating with the boys, and I might have said a few swear words to the crowd, which got me in trouble.
I actually got knocked out right at the end, and I lost a bit of memory from that time.
And look at the size of the egg on the side of Goodwin's head where Georgescu's knee caught him. Lukancic. And there it goes, the full-time whistle. Adelaide United winners at Amy Park against the victory for the first time in a long time, and Eugene Galekovic finally knows what it's like to beat his former club.
The only thing I really remember was after the game, I remember being in the change rooms, jumping around and actually singing the Melbourne victory song, because obviously it was the first time we had won there in quite a while.
Maybe a positive in terms of Guillermo was his calmness, and his calmness brought a lot of calmness within the group. In terms of the style we played, Guillermo maybe wanted to sit back a little bit.
We found a balance between the octane and the pragmatic style of play.
Even when we're losing, there was no yelling and screaming. He was explaining where we could get better in a calm voice.
He was exactly the same coach or person at the start when we are not winning games, and he was exactly the same person when we are winning everything.
Clever, Virio, cut back, Kamau! Bruce Kamau is on fire! Here's Kamau, still Kamau, smart save from Theo, forced in though by Bruce Gitte. Positional play from Mel's. Mistake here, Gitte, save Theo, forced in, the super sub, Pablo Sanchez. Well, they are unstoppable at the moment, Adelaide United. 13 games now unbeaten. That equals a club record. They are up to second place on the competition table.
He tries to feed Mork. He has fed Mork. Mork has put it into the back of the net for 2-0. Powell unable to finish.
He's so quick in those areas.
Hang on a second. Here's Goodwin in the attacking third, and there's a third goal. Bruce Gitte.
And they're clinical.
The red hot Reds go marching on. 14 unbeaten now for Guillermo's men.
Quite incredible for Adelaide United. 99 days ago, they were bottom, and now they're top.
Nobody could imagine at the start of the season that we will be on top of the ladder after this game.
We couldn't really rest on our laurels and think, okay, we're top now.
We told each other, keep going, keep working, thinking just in the next game, not far away.
This Friday night, we're playing against Melbourne City, who are, of course, another form side of the A-League after Bruno Fornaroli's hat-trick on the weekend.
It's important, it's a big opportunity for us to win these 3 points, and after we see the situation, the other results and this. But for us now it's an important moment.
They're not a side that we can take lightly, and I know that I say it all the time, that there's no such thing as an easy game in the A-League. We are also celebrating Eugene Galakovic's 250th game, which is the reason why I'm wearing this purple goalkeeper's kit.
I remember I was really nervous. I'm not sure why. I guess it was a big game against my old team. We were doing really well. For some reason, I didn't think about, we can win it or this or that. But from that moment, when I got to the ground that day, I remember I was really nervous.
I was starting left back. Obviously, I had the whole week training left back, so I was sort of getting a little bit more used to it, but it's hard to fully get used to a position that you're unaware with.
At the moment, I didn't actually think too much of it. I'm thinking other things rather than how many games I've played. But, look back now and yeah, it's nice.
And it could be a pivotal night in pursuit of the Premier's plate. A win for the Reds, and they'll be 4 clear at the top. Lose, and we'll have a top 4 separated by just a solitary point. A Friday night blockbuster between Adelaide United and Melbourne City. Left the Argentine all alone. He can't afford to do that. Chite. Zulo with a second chance. Great ball in, and Fornaroli. You expected him to bury that. And it is Aaron Moy. Keeps it out of the top corner.
Bruce, he had the majority of possession, just didn't feel like he controlled the game. Is that how it felt like out there for you?
A little bit, I can tell, because I'm more tired at half-time than normal.
It was a frustrating game for us. There was a bit of unrest at half-time in the change room as well.
Shocking mistake from McGowan. Don't want to give it to this man, Bruno Fornaroli. He could have played Navio. He tees up Navio. And Galekovic makes a brilliant save. Straight into the action, finding Navio. Aaron Moy must have thought about it. Tees up Fitzgerald instead. And bending it right into the top corner. What a finish from Nick Fitzgerald, and what a priceless one it could be in pursuit of the Premier's plate.
Now, Jordan Elsey, not getting on his back, but you can't allow him to come back in there.
Making no excuses, obviously. I tried my hardest.
I remember I could have tracked back a little bit more, and there was a few other players who were just a little bit lazy, and they had such quality that they obviously scored a good goal.
Deganzic. Great ball in. Jitze! Time stood still for a moment, and the unbeaten streak nearly continued there, but it's wide from Jitze, and City will hold on. Well, the race for the plate just tightened up big time. Melbourne City stop Adelaide United's unbeaten streak at 14 thanks to that man's goal, Nick Fitzgerald.
The most frustrating part about losing was that it was a 6-pointer really. You know, you win, you go further away from Melbourne City. You lose and they go above you.
Is this the start of another form slump, or is this just a hiccup?
We had some chances as well to score and we didn't take them, and they defended really well.
Our thing was, we've lost a game, get that out of the system, and we go on another run.
I think the loss came at a great time to sort of put it into perspective.
It gave us that opportunity to learn from that during the season while we still had time to collect the points we needed.
I just thought on the night that Adelaide were just completely useless.
There's been a lot of talk in the Adelaide papers about the pressure on them and how every time Adelaide finally look like they're going to achieve something, they stumble at the last moment. And I think the pressure actually got to them a bit as well.
How can you write us off after kind of one game?
They face the Wanderers next weekend. We can't wait for that one.
Whoever wins this will go top, and if it's a draw, Wanderers will go top.
We were very defensive and we set up to, I guess, stop them from scoring really, and we kind of went away from what we wanted to do.
Castellan around Goodwin, struggling to make up the ground. Great cutback, Bridge! Sandelab's header! Back off the post! Oh, Galenkovic! Chance here for Mark Bridge! And the Wanderers fans felt certain. And they cancel each other out again. Third draw between these teams this season. But it's the Wanderers who go top.
We were lucky, we just hung on for a draw, which was, I guess, a good away win, but the way we played, we didn't want to play like that.
You've got Central Coast to Sydney, and you finish off with Melbourne City. How do you see that run in?
I think if we're to take out the Premier's plate, we have to get 9 points from the next 3 games.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Come on, you're on one money.
Remo was a big part of the club of Adelaide United. He was around the team from trainings to functions to games.
He loved the club. He always involved, always helped. Anything the boys wanted.
He was actually the physio in the youth team when I was younger. So he travelled with us and then strapped the ankles and that.
He was sick. Every time I went to hospital, there was always another boy there or someone visiting.
Guillermo told us before the Wanderers game, I think it was lunchtime, that passed away. Took the air out of the room pretty quickly, but if anything, it fueled us.
We knew what them all wanted in the end. He just wanted us to do well and achieve what we always wanted to achieve, and that's the way we had to kind of go about it.
Motivated us to do better, and I can't quantify the importance of Remo amongst all of us, not just the players, but the whole club. And his passing really spurred us on to do bigger and better things.
And tonight they're doing it for Remo Paris, who sadly passed away on game day last week when they took on the Wanderers.
Tonight we commemorate the passing of Remo Paris, who was a much-loved family member of the Adelaide United Football Club. Remo, we thank you for everything you've done for our club, but also for football throughout South Australia.
Massive game for Adelaide United underway. Just end-to-end stuff, and here's Moore tricking his way through. Oh, what a superb goal! Stephen Moore. Here's Moore again, beautiful ball. Jitze, oh, there is the record! Bruce Jitze with his 30th A-League goal for the Reds. They're up to second now. for 24 hours at least.
For us to get those points and then look forward to Sydney FC and then Melbourne City, two pretty tough games.
We went there thinking, okay, this is where we wanted to be, guys. This is why we play this game, you know. Are we pretenders or are we here for real?
So much to play for, 3 points here and they go top of the table.
I started to get really nervous before games, and I hadn't got that as such before, like butterflies, and I think I did start to know that we needed to win.
So the Reds aiming for the summits, 8 games unbeaten on the road, just soaking up some pressure. Rhino's ball in is a dangerous one, and Jitte on the follow-up. Now he has the Adelaide goal-scoring record outright. Kamau central if he can find him. Oh, it's a poor attempt at a clearance by Anderson. He recovered well enough, and then Jitte on the follow-up, and he has 2, and so do the Reds. Got it out, in fact, not even that. There we go. Easy win for Adelaide, really. And the Reds are on top of the world and on top of the league. Brisbane and Melbourne City, over to you tomorrow.
In the last part of the season, every single point, every single game is so important. All the details are crucial.
We showed good mentality in that match. And again, I think it really set us up for the final game away against Melbourne City.
Adelaide just keep on keeping on. I'll put my hand up. A couple of weeks ago, I thought after the Melbourne City game in Adelaide, I thought they were pretty much
that they'd
out
struggle.
of the equation, but they've managed to bounce back, and they just play that fluid, evolving style of football. They defend in numbers when they need to, and they get numbers forward and press.
Here we are looking forward to Friday night's game against Melbourne City. A must-win game, obviously, which is going to determine where we finish at the end of the season.
We were together, all the players were together. We said we're going to play every single game like a final.
Probably one of the most important games in the club's history.
So basically we knew that we had to win our game and then hope that Brisbane didn't get a result.
This is it, you know. You want it or you don't. You have the quality or you don't. You're big game players or not. You're there for the big moments or not.
Guillermo was very calm regarding this kind of games. He didn't modify the trainings, or he didn't modify our structure or the speech before the game.
To have a coach that has done things a million times grander than anything that anyone in that team will ever be able to achieve really helped us, because it was water off a duck's back for Guillermo.
As a player, you kind of react and play and feel the way the coach is, because his energy is obviously, you know, put onto the players, and he was such a cool, calm guy that nothing fazed him, and he wasn't talking about it from memory about it was, this is such a big game, or we need to win. It was just, let's go out there, we know how we need to play, we need to do it.
We just had to worry about ourselves and not worry about our results, and win our game and put pressure on the other teams to win their games.
I knew a lot of the players, and I was really good friends with a lot of the Melbourne City players, but I guess it's that I had a point of proof. You know, I looked at it and thought, well, if this coach didn't want me and this team, this club didn't want me either, then I'm going to show them what they're missing out on.
Inside of you as a player, always you have this feeling like it's the last game of the season. We have the chance to do something special. We can become as a champion.
We've guaranteed a spot in the finals, but where we finish, well, nobody knows.
They get a win tonight, and they can rely on Brisbane failing to win, and they'll lift the Premier's plate. They come into tonight second, while Melbourne City, they're in fourth at the moment, so they must win. And then they need Brisbane to lose, and the Wanderers fail to win in Wellington. And it is Melbourne City with that star trio of Fornaroli, Navio and Moy who get things rolling.
Always all the time I got the ball, I was looking for my players that were in front of me to try to assist them, especially the wingers and the number 9.
In recent weeks, certainly in terms of scoring goals. And here's Karuska outside the area, free kick one. He tumbled in it.
In that moment, I didn't have anyone in front of me, so I tried to get into the box. I thought it was penalty, to be honest.
And Isaias, it's a good side with the right footer to try and bend one.
You don't get too many chances to kick a free kick that close to the goal. And yes, I tried to put the ball just on target. I didn't want to kick so strong and the ball goes up to the grandstand, so I try only to bend it a little bit on top of the wall and hit the target.
He does take it on. It's a yes! Oh, what a start for the Reds! And what a huge moment that could be in the shake-up for the Premier's plate.
It was a good shot of happiness and the confidence to the team, like we can do it.
Whenever Kruska got the ball, Cello got the ball near the box or in the attacking third, I'm thinking I'm making a forward run because he's going to find me.
Stefan always was a player, as a number 10, always looking for the last pass. He helped you with the run that he used to do, and he still does.
Finding Kruska, gets it back onto his left. Mork's made his move. Kruska trying to reward it. There's a coming to get a penalty has been given. The contact looked like it might have been out of play, but Sorensen turns around and sees the referee pointing to the spot.
The ball was obviously going out, but I just thought, I'm going to keep going. I don't know why. It's just the way I play. I guess think, well, might stay in, maybe not.
Peter Blazončić, the goalkeeper coach, would show me on an iPad before the game. Look, this keeper goes early.
And it's Bruce Jitte on penalty duty. We have seen Marcelo Kruska miss a couple this season in both the Champions League and the league. So it's Jitte's moment. He waits for Sorensen to commit, and they're in dreamland. Adelaide United, 2-0 up in the break.
I picked my side, but I always watch the keeper. I saw him shuffle early. It's gone that way, and I just changed at the last minute.
It felt like a truck hit me. My ribs were so sore, and whether it was a penalty, whether it wasn't, I'm not 100% sure because the ball was maybe out, but I guess the referee's looking and thinking, well, you haven't played at the ball.
And then, what about that?
I was copping it from the fans, obviously. They were saying a lot of mean things to me. And I remember watching Theo Walcott doing it for Arsenal, massive Arsenal fan. He did it when he was getting stretchered off, I think, the 2-0. And, you know, the fans want to give it to me, and I'm that type of person that I love that. You know, for me, I love that stuff, and, you know, I didn't mind giving it back to them.
There goes the half-time whistle.
Navio, Fornaroli, and maybe Isaias were saying stuff to each other, and I went in there to break it up and just to push them apart. And then the goalkeeper coach from Melbourne City, Joey Didlitzer, came up to me and grabbed me by the throat.
And it's all going off by the sideline as the teams leave for half-time. Stefan Mork, a central figure.
For me, that was just something that really kicked me off, and yeah, I was really, really fired up because I didn't think that should have happened, and then it obviously went a bit crazy and added a little bit more spice to the contest, I guess.
Well, look what this means. Round 27, it's going to continue down the tunnel, it seems.
Joey thought I signalled the 2-0 to the bench, and that's why he was quite angry, I think, which I was only doing it to the fans.
Oh, incredible stuff.
Guillermo was good at calming everyone down really quickly. You could tell it meant a lot. You know, it was a big game. Emotions were high. He settled everyone down, reminded us that we were actually winning the game. We don't need to do anything drastic here. We just need to keep doing what we're doing, and we'll be fine.
Being shown the yellow card 16 minutes after the incident.
As a team, we were so special because we defend together and we run for each other, no matter if it's a striker, if it's a left back, right winger, we fight for each other. If someone was struggling, I remember I go there and I help. If I was struggling, Stefan was next to me and come to help.
Fans expect him to come up with something after leading the league with 21 assists so far.
There is moments in the games that you can go forward and play good football, and there is moments in the game that you need to play ugly and defense and trying to maintain the result, and I think it's what we did. We adapt very well.
We were able to sit deeper in a block, we were able to play that pressing game. The mix of Guillermo and Giuseppe was well and truly ingrained in all of us.
Socceroo able to keep his feet. What a ball. Fitzgerald. Deflection. And they get it out of there in the end. Navio. No nonsense stuff. What a performance from Adelaide United. Is it enough? to claim the Premier's plate. They know they're guaranteed a top 2 finish at least. They'll be hosting a grand final qualifier in a fortnight. What a turnaround for this club under Guillermo Amor. They're top of the pile. Over to you, Brisbane Roar, in 24 hours.
We all gathered together to watch the game, and it was honestly one of the most stressful games I've ever watched, obviously because there was so much riding on it.
We're less than 2 hours away now from finding out who will lift the Premier's plate. Will it be Brisbane for a record-equalling 3rd time, or will the Reds be celebrating back in Adelaide?
I think a victory would do the South Aussies a favour for once in their life.
Tommy Orr back in the starting lineup. Beautiful delivery. Oh, and Matt Mackay missed from a metre out. Finds its mark. Jamie McLaren away. Can he bury it? Lawrence Thomas denies it. Enrique, the super sub. Well, Lawrence Thomas. Here's a chance. Thomas denies them again.
Lawrence Thomas had probably one of the best games of his career in that game, made so many good saves, and then Brisbane missed a couple good chances.
Is this the moment? That tackle. They're counting it down in South Australia. Thomas comes. Don't worry about paying for a beer next time you're in the city of churches, Lawrence Thomas. It's all about the Premier's plate tonight, and it's going to Adelaide. You can hear the cheers all the way from the city of churches. Adelaide United are going to lift the Premier's plate in season 11, and they offer a rare thank you to their fierce rivals, the Melbourne Victory. The Brisbane Roar couldn't get it done.
Got a bit rowdy. We were pretty pumped with ourselves. I think I made a fake Premier's. You get the Premier's plate. I got there early, put it behind the bar and said I'll come grab this if I need it. So once it was like 5 seconds to go, I quickly ran to the bar and ran in with it, and yeah, it was a good feeling.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
What a plate!
We are ready. Friday night, semi-final, Melbourne City. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good.
Knowing that we could win this game and have a home final in Adelaide, it's massive.
The buzz around the town, being an Adelaide boy, and the people were coming up to you, it was in the papers.
Early in that week, my little one was born, and he was in ICU for a good 2 weeks. We wanted to be close to him, so we were kind of in an apartment close to the city, going to hospital, going to training if I could, and then back to the hospital. And that's where Glenmore was really good. He said, you got more important things to do, come when you can, if you can't, it's not a problem. Family's number one.
We obviously had Melbourne City. We played them in the last round of the year, and we were very confident. They had great players, obviously, but we knew exactly what we needed to do to win the game, and how to stop them, and what we needed to do to beat them.
We got goal scorers, we got a good defence, we had a really good team. Everyone just believed in each other.
For us, it's our moment. It's tomorrow or tomorrow. It's no more. We want to stay here until the last day. This is our job. We enjoy with this, and tomorrow is our day.
You get that feeling, just if we turn up and play our football, things will go our way.
We were the guys in the league. We were the team. We were the big boys. And this Melbourne City team's coming here to ruin our season. It's not going to happen.
Everyone was behind us. Everybody was talking about it, and it was just a great time to be a part of the club.
A semi-final is already a big game. When you play at home and you have the chance to play the grand final at home, it makes it even more special and bigger.
Tickets were selling for 5 times their face value on eBay during the week. That's how desperate some of the Adelaide United fans are to get inside the stadium tonight.
There's a lot of nerves. before a game like that, but for me it's good nerves. You feel that nerves to perform and to have a good game, but you know, you're very switched on at the same time.
Just before the game, I felt like I was going to throw up. I was in the bathroom and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to throw up. And then as soon as I got out there, it was just gone.
What a way to kick off the penultimate weekend. It's the winners of the Premier's Plate, Adelaide United, hosting Melbourne City as the competition's stingiest defence tries to thwart the most lethal attack. Standing room only at Coopers Stadium. What a night in prospect, Robbie Slater.
Well, the prize couldn't be bigger.
The atmosphere at high mass was insane.
I don't know how to explain the feelings. You need to be on the field to feel this.
When it's like that, you know, the crowd really becomes a 12th man for us.
And we are underway. Fabulous atmosphere. At a sold-out Cooper Stadium, standing room only at this place. And look at the tackles flying in already. Because Norbo collects Stephen Moore.
Finals, it always tends to be more of a fight because both teams aren't giving an inch, and you're both good teams. And I just remember thinking, I'm going to go out there and, you know, first time I get a tackle or a chance, I really want to make sure, I get stuck in.
It is Craig Goodwin, and it's straight at Sorensen. Had his angles covered that time. Side down, Clisby. Here's a chance for Caceres, and it's straight at Galekovic.
That's all risk reward.
Now it's the side for Isaias. And looking for that far corner that time, and Sorensen was leaning.
I'll try this, make a mistake, and then cop a goal.
Trying to make his move in the middle that time, and again, crunching challenge.
I think if you win that physical fight first in those games, the quality then can shine.
Chance for Goodwin though. Great delivery. And Kamal! Well, Sorensen readjusted brilliantly. Here goes Garuccio. Cut back to Fornaroli. And it deflects out off Goodwin.
You put pressure on the opposition, the way we press, and really be in their face. Kind of hunt them down a little bit.
Couple of 50-50 challenges, and now Karuska bending it just wide in the end. Fabulous hold-up play by Jitte. Thirio. Kamal! And cleared off the line by Clisby.
No risks. It's not the time to try and be Barcelona.
Clisby. Nice delivery to the back post. Now Moy! Well, both teams had their chances. Sergio Thirio, a real live wire down that left-hand side for Adelaide United. Half-time between these two teams. Melbourne City get the second half underway.
3 years prior, Giuseppe told us, always the person coming forward on the ball takes the ball. It was like a rule. Ball popped out and it was trickling so slowly. Like, this perfect to hit first time.
Terrific work rate.
Breaks for Jitte. A striker at the peak of his powers. Bending it right into the top corner.
The second I hit it, I just thought, just open your foot up a bit more. Sorensen's a really good keeper. He's got good reach. If it's a little bit inside the post, he'll probably tip it, you know. All that happened in like a split second.
Trying to link with Thirio again. Jitte bustling his way past Malik. And getting the decision.
Now Malik thinks the foul's firstly on him.
And it's been taken quickly. Now goes down, penalty. Clisby falls to the turf. He cannot believe he's given away the spot kick.
I was kind of nervous on that penalty. I felt the magnitude of it. It's a full stadium. It's gone dead quiet. You score this, you're almost there.
Saying Bruce. He made it 2-0 in round 27 to ultimately win the Premier's Plate. Jitte again goes the other way this time, and it's 2-0 again. And they've got 1 foot in next week's grand final.
I actually asked Cello if he wanted to take that one. I'm like, Cello, you want to take it? He's like, no. I said, okay, I'll take it. No worries.
You knew they had a good team. Fornaroli, Moy, they could score from, you know, a half a chance.
This time Chapman is found by Fornaroli. Cut back. Fitzgerald! And they've got one back. Still plenty of time to go.
When they scored, make it 2-1, it straight away puts pressure on you. You straight away think, okay, they've got momentum a little bit. They're going to come at us. We need to stop it.
Marino now getting into the area.
Not getting caught too deep, not getting caught square, knowing where your man is.
Fornaroli onside, elects to take it on.
We stay compact, we defend together.
Coming on strong in the second half. Well, Goodwin was getting a shout from Galekovic, but he couldn't hear him. First change from the Reds, third and final from City. Fitzgerald and Elrich straight into the action.
We knew how to sit, we knew how to shuffle, we knew how to defend and still be in control of the game, even though we didn't have the ball.
That's when the experienced players, really step up.
I didn't think they were going to break us down, and obviously they scored the one, but it was just like, nah, we're going to hold out.
Adelaide keeping 4 players back. Ruska bends it. Here comes the third goal. They're going to host the grand final now. Dylan McGowan.
We suffer a lot, we work a lot for this moment to arrive.
We're going to have the grand final here.
Pablo Sanchez in a great position. Still a chance for Sanchez! Well, that rounds it all off. 4 goals to put them through to the big one. And Pablo Sanchez so deadly in the last 15 minutes. And what a night for Bruce Jitte, who turns provider this time. Adelaide United will host the A-League Grand Final for the first time. All roads lead to Adelaide Oval next Sunday afternoon, where the Reds will welcome the Wanderers or Brisbane.
We fought for each other, we fought to the end, and like a 4-1 in a semi-final, that's pretty convincing.
Unprecedented what the Reds have done in Australian sport. They win the Premier's Plate, and now they're in the Grand Final. They lost 4-1 at this stage last season. They win 4-1 tonight.
We came up against a fantastic team today, but we're a family. And I'll tell you what, this family will beat any team any day, and it's a competitive advantage. It takes years to build. We're lucky to have that now. Doesn't matter who we play on Sunday. I know that they're not as tight as we are.
We knew it was going to be a sellout. It was going to be hard to get a ticket into Adelaide Oval.
But it really did set in the mind that we were going to host the grand final, and then it was just about seeing who we were going to play.
Now they play off for a spot in the big one. A meeting with Adelaide United next Sunday with the old golden toilet seat.
That game was phenomenal. I watched it at Karuska's house, I remember.
And he scores, fires it into the roof of the net.
Personally, I wanted Brisbane. I felt like Wanderers were maybe a bit stronger of a team.
Corona again on set-piece duty. Oh, and in he goes! They've got a second! Brisbane are 2 goals to the good. Borello going first time. McLaren gets there ahead of Alberto on the turn. It's 3! You couldn't make this up!
So when Brisbane went up, I was like, oh, this is good. We'll get Brisbane, no worries.
Goes through the wall! What a hit! 3-1! Santalab is away. 1-on-1 with Jamie Young. It's Santalab! It's 3-2! Game on in Parramatta! Jamison nodded down by top of Stanley Nichols. And Young equal to it. There's a scramble. And Castellin! 3-3! The comeback complete! He's not quite got the distance he wanted. Drops for Castellin! Hat-trick! 4-3! Astonishing! It's Enrique, and here's McLaren! Can you believe this? It's 4-4! Staggering! And go, but Shannon Cole pirouettes beautifully. Lovely football. Vinicic! Palmed away by Young. Still alive for Mark Bridge. And Vinicic! 5-4! Utter madness! Off the bench and onto the score sheet. And could that be the goal? No. Full-time whistle. That was an epic contest. But it is the Wanderers. A 3rd grand final for Tony Popovic and his team.
It was such an emotional game. It was phenomenal.
Any team going to extra time the week before is a bonus for us.
To be winning, to be losing, then to win again, and then it must take a lot out of you.
It was going to be a big game, and obviously they were going to bring quite a lot of fans over, so I think it was all built for a great spectacle.
The week going into the grand final is phenomenal because you don't know what's going to happen in the grand final. So enjoy the week, like soak it up, guys, because before you know it, it's all over.
Having Guillermo more there just to keep us calm and keep us settled and keep us full focus on the game and not play it like it's just any other game, because it's not. It's probably the biggest game of your career, but just to be calm in the moment.
He'd always gone about big games aren't won by individuals, they're won by teams.
We'd played on Adelaide Oval before, and each time we played there, we'd train at least a day before, but I think we had 2 sessions.
I remember the Friday training at Adelaide Oval was really weird because the field was in a different position. We were doing a lot of shape and passing, and everybody was just missing passes. It was like, this isn't good. Like, we seemed really nervous. And I remember Isaias, I don't know if he sees it like this, but I remember he was getting really angry at a few players.
So I think it was a little bit of mixed feeling about nervous, about excitement, about distracted of too many things, promotion with FFA, with A-League.
It was just like, we need to calm down. I think Amor actually called us all in and said, just relax and this, and nothing's different, and then we settled down and the rest kind of took care of itself.
We're here tonight at the Carriage Works in Sydney for the Dolan Warren Medal Awards Night.
The Hyundai A-League 2015-16 Coach of the Year is Guillermo Amor.
But this is the players, the group, the coaches, the staff. This is for them. It's impossible to receive this without a very good team, a very good group, this is our strong, no?
History will be in the making at a sold-out Adelaide Oval on Sunday when Adelaide United hopes to beat Western Sydney Wanderers and claim its first A-League Grand Final.
Think about how long it's been and the road that we've taken to arrive here. Man, it's a real-life fairy tale.
Coming into a grand final is you need no motivation or no extra motivation. It's already there. You know the occasion, you know the game it is. It's everything you work so hard for in the season. And for us, it was, obviously our home final and the first time we'd ever hosted a final.
You grow up supporting the club and then to be playing for them in a grand final, and I think it was more the excitement of just, for me, bringing my family and friends together and everyone just so excited and all coming together for this game. You sense there was so much more to it.
Fans were out in force. We did like signing sessions and stuff before the grand final. Lineups as far as you can see. People want to get merchandise, want to chat to the players, take photos, get things signed.
Adelaide Oval is currently undergoing a dramatic transformation from AFL ground to soccer pitch, with the race now on to get it ready ahead of tomorrow's historic A-League Grand Final.
The toughest games we had that season were against Western Sydney, and we played against them twice away from home. And I think both times we drew 0-0. We had the chance to obviously try and rectify the games that we have had against them.
Sydney was a big game, the victory was a big game, City was a big game. This is the game. This isn't the big game, this is it.
The last 3 months have probably been our grand finals. We had to win every game to be where we're at right now, and we play one game at a time, and every game we had to win, or we wanted to win, and this is no different. It's the last game of the season. Prepared well, just like all the other games.
Got a responsibility, it's sold out from all accounts. We've got a responsibility to the 50 to 55,000 people that are going to be there to win. Simple as that.
The finals is geared up for, you have to beat the best to win it. We've won the league, and we're not going to fear Wanderers when they come here, and hopefully take the game to them on Sunday and take away with the championship.
Good luck this week against the Wanderers.
Go you Reds, brilliant stuff.
We've loved your story so far, and we know you're going to get it done against the Wanderers.
Hope you bring home the A-League trophy. You're beauty.
United!
United! Do us proud. You've had an amazing season. Let's cap it off and get the job done.
We are just so pumped. We are so proud of what these blokes have achieved so far.
And now we need just one final win.
But good luck to you fellas, and I hope you bring home the bacon in the A-League Grand Final.
If you were hoping to be here to watch United fight for their very first championship, you'd better get in quick.
Driving to Adelaide Oval Stadium, you could just feel this buzz around the whole city.
Coming into the stadium through North Adelaide and just seeing all the Western Sydney supporters fill the streets, it was chaos.
And this is the Adelaide pub as well. They didn't have to travel anywhere.
It's early in the day, it's still a couple of hours before the game, but it's one that we had to just enjoy the moment, really.
I remember walking across the pitch, 2 hours before the game. I'm like, we're not letting these people down. It's no other option.
That is the scene right now. We're in the forecourt of this magnificent stadia.
Over 50,000 will be in here, and hostilities will commence behind me in just under an hour.
We have a great atmosphere on the change room as well. The club put some posters on the change rooms.
The Red Army has just rocked up. They've made their way over the riverbank footbridge and they're ready to get inside there.
Amor, as a coach, that was very, very calm, helped us to approach a game in that way.
The players are prepared, we speak a lot of time.
Walking out for the warm-up and seeing like 20,000, 30,000 already at the game, and the noise that erupted was like, this is big.
Today's all about the game. We'll focus on that, try to play like we have the last couple of weeks, and we'll give it our best shot.
It is the biggest ever attendance to watch a game of football of this variety in the States. It is a fresh autumnal day in the city of Churches. By the end of today, one team's heartache will be over, one hard luck story will go on. The Reds so often the bridesmaids, but with home backing, they will feel this is their time. So, around the globe to a potential audience of 70 million in 84 countries, this is what it's all about in Australia. Adelaide United versus Western Sydney Wanderers. This is grand final day, fireworks guaranteed.
Walking out, obviously you do the warm-up, it's a bit busier, and then you come out and it's full, and you just think, wow.
There is obviously that novelty of it, that literally the whole state is behind us in this game.
Utter bedlam inside a stadium normally reserved for the more genteel sports of cricket. It's not going to be like that this afternoon, we can guarantee you that.
In the city, grand final at home.
For us to see Adelaide completely red was the best.
To have this experience was unbelievable. It was amazing feeling.
Everybody knew what their role was, so I was so comfortable in knowing what I had to do out there, and we knew how we were going to press them because we'd played that game previously.
We had experienced players. I'd played in big games before, Crossgood had played in big games before, Isaiah's played in big games. All of a sudden you've got the overwhelming majority of your squad that's been there, done that. Those experiences, they allow you to be able to absorb everything and not be overwhelmed.
I was so focused on like, okay, I know what I need to do, and it's not the time to take it all in because you've got a big job to do before you can start celebrating.
We believe we've got a better team than they do, and if we all played our capacity, we're going to win.
So off we go, a packed house at Adelaide Oval, and a fixture that has produced 3 draws and just 2 goals this season. So there is little to go on in that regard in terms of trying to find a winner.
We knew, we had to fight first and foremost, and we had the players to do that, and we knew they were going to do that as well. So we were up for it, they were up for it, and I think we just had this belief among us that season that it didn't matter who was in front of us, we were going to win.
I was coming up against Romeo Castellan, who was their real danger man on the right wing. He had a fantastic game against Brisbane the week before.
And the Wanderers with their first sight of Adelaide territory, and it's opened up for them brilliantly on the right. A slip by Santalab, it's worked out okay though for Western Sydney. Nichols pass behind Castellan, he's going to blast it. And into those Adelaide fans behind Galekovic's goal.
I was whole week so focused on that, of what my role was, and knowing I had to have my best game of the year defensively.
Again, just a little hesitation from Tony Popovic's team. Castellan trying to get around Goodwin, who stood his ground at the expense of another corner. Corner taken short, and nobody's picked up Andreu, who's got time to deliver. And La Bicicleta.
I think there's games in a football game that an individual will get a moment and he either takes or he doesn't take it. If it's a goal scoring chance, if it's a tackle, if it's a save, whatever it is, there's going to be a moment.
He had a really good end run to the season. It shows the character of Kamau and his, obviously first and foremost, his ability. Since really that Melbourne victory game when he scored the goal away, and he really found form and was playing really well.
Lazily forward by Alberto, looking out for control from Karuska. The cutest of touches. And gets it back off Stephen Morgan. The Adelaide crowd like that. What about the cross from Karuska? Kamau! Bruce Kamau for Adelaide United! Arriving late, but they're ahead of the fullback. And Adelaide Oval erupts.
Stefan passed me the ball. I saw Kamau in the second post, very far away from the area. That's why I started running forward slow, because I knew I need to give time to him to be on the box.
Running into the fans, and it was insane. They were pulling us in so much. It was it was hard to get out, but that was to feel and to hear 50,000 go off like that. Obviously, majority of them going for us. It was insane feeling, and again it built our belief up even more, and then to get that goal relatively early on was perfect for us.
And for the youngster who was born in Kenya, now he's bagged a goal on the biggest stage of all.
Everything for Adelaide is coming from the fulcrum position. Isaias playing at the base of the midfield.
Oh, Isaias.
I think it was me and Bruce Kamau again.
You want to know how Adelaide have turned their season around? It's those added percentages of effort.
Here they come again, it's Bruce Kamau. He's brought down, edge of the D by Alberto, free kick, yellow card.
We obviously won the foul. Is has obviously scored one recently, so you're thinking, he might.
As soon as I hear the whistle from the referee, I say, wow, very nice position. I went with Marcelo to take the ball. Obviously, Marcelo knew it, that was a little bit closer to my position.
Because Isa was doing very, very well. Of course, we didn't talk about who's going to take it. I knew he was going to take it.
But this is a superbly placed free kick for Adelaide. Isaias scored from about this range late in the season, away to Melbourne City.
The only thing happened to my mind or in my head, I think, on that moment was to hit the target. I didn't want to hit too strong and the ball go away. I only want to hit the target and the ball go over the wall.
I was trying to put our players in front of the keeper so the keeper can see the ball.
I did, I think, 3 or 4 steps back.
It's going to be Isaias! Oh! Isaias, the Spaniard! Si, senor! Si! 2 goals!
it's impossible to improve that one.
Literally no keeper in the world would have saved it.
An incredible lead now for Adelaide.
And I think the commentary for it is quite iconic as well.
The people always that see me around the city or whatever, hey, it's así, señor, sí.
It was a massive moment for us to, I guess, consolidate that first 45 minutes.
The right moment of the game in terms of, for us, just before half-time, going into half-time with a 2-0 lead.
Got goals like Kamau's, Issa's free kick. It's like, on a train without breaks.
Glance at the watch by Jared Gillett, and that'll do for a first half that has very much gone the way of Adelaide United. 22 years they've waited for a championship in this part of the world. They might only have another 45 minutes to wait.
I remember half-time thinking 2-0, we know what Popper's like. They're going to be up for the second half, so we have to be ready once we step out on that football pitch again.
Yeah, and we'll set at half-time, they were losing against Brisbane Roar, they came back and won 5-4. Be careful. We knew the first 15, 20 minutes of that second half was important to sort of put that flame out.
And especially at Tony Popovic's side, all of their sides are going to be well drilled, well structured, and they're going to fight. And you saw the week before what they did, so you knew they were capable of it. They had really good players.
We knew it after the halftime, after going 2-0 up. We knew it that if they score a goal, they will go on top of us and they will have the control of the ball, and we will need to defend deeper, and we will suffer until the end of the game.
So a blast on the whistle from Jared Gillett gets us back underway. Andy Harper again alongside for the second half. Strong play again by Jitto. Morone, deft footwork to get rid of Jamison. Clip into the box. Oh, it might have been 3 for Thirio.
Thirio should have nailed that one.
But still plenty of time. Here's Castleman as they try to start the journey. Laid off by Santalab. There's one back. And now we've got a finale in the grand final. Could they do it again? Could they?
I was marking Castellan, and Issa had come across as well, and it was 2 against 1. So we were trying to force him back. We didn't really do anything wrong defensively. It was just a bit of brilliance from them to get them back in the game.
It was actually like a shot that was a slower ball for me, and maybe I could have taken a step and gone.
The goal actually took a tiny little deflection. I don't know if you can even see it on the video off me. I don't know if it was going in before or not, but I remember just thinking, that's annoying.
That goes from cheering and chanting to just murmurs. There's 15,000 conversations going on, in the stadium.
After once they scored, we start to suffer a little bit more and we start to defend deeper.
Being at 2-1 with a lot of time to go, we knew they were in the game because they were coming.
Wanderers fans, you can hear at the moment. Castellan's ball finding Vidicic. Santalab probing for the opportunity. Oh, and Kamau. What on earth was he thinking there? Put it back straight towards his own penalty area. And Guillemot is saying, just settle down.
First time he's risen, felt the need to rise from his seat.
Well, the comeback last week was breathtaking from the Wanderers. This would perhaps match it. Castellan on the charge, through the middle. Around one challenge. The dancing feet stopped. But they're coming Western Sydney.
Sometimes you've got to suffer without the ball.
It was about being strong defensively, like we were against Melbourne City.
Look at the run here from Scott Jamison. He's got away from Kamau. 2 wait for the cross. And Bridge not quite tall enough. It's still alive though for Castellan.
We dropped a lot. I remember telling Issa to move up and press a little bit higher. But I don't know, was the pressure, was the atmosphere, was the moment of the game that we couldn't push up and get the ball and try to play our football the way that we were playing.
Jamison, Vidicic inside the area, blocked off by McGowan. They're dropping like flies. Morone's gone down with cramp. Ball's with Castellan. Wanderers probing again. Heavy first touch by Vidicic. So they were a man light defensively.
I remember him coming off during the game. I had no idea why he was coming off. I knew he got injured, but I didn't know what it was. I don't even think he knew at the time. I thought, pulled his hammy or hurt his calf or whatever, quad.
There he goes. That's the moment.
Went pear-shaped for Michael Morone.
Unsung hero of this race to the Premier's plate.
Tyrek Elrich was obviously on the bench.
We're lucky we had such quality on the bench that can come in. He was injured for a long time prior, so he was disappointed in not starting. He was probably fit for a couple of weeks leading into that game.
Tyrek Elrich, the boy from Western Sydney who played for Western Sydney. Andreo just flung his body in the way. Back with Goodwin towards Chite at the near post. Good counter punch thrown by Guillermo's team. And what drama we've had. Not finished yet. Mork's corner. Out towards Goodwin who lashes it right-footed. And it might break for Thurio. There's a scramble. It's gone in.
Offside.
Or is it? Offside flags up. It won't count.
The longer you go 2-1, the more confidence you get and the more frustrated they get and they start trying to force things that aren't on and then obviously you look to punish them.
Belted forward by Galekovic, accurately too, and Adelaide blowing up again. They want a foul on Kamau.
Well, there was a foul on Kamau.
Romeo Caslin, Neville's continue the run, he's inside the area, chance here. Oh, and it was behind the attackers. Bridge needs to slide to try and keep this alive. Was he brought down by Kamau? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, says Jared Gillett. Play on. And then a mistake by Topo Stanley. And Chite comes away with the ball. Dramatic stuff in this 11th grand final.
If you're not dominating for 90 minutes, it's going to swing one way, it's going to swing the other. You've got two good teams playing in the grand final.
They start to lose a little bit the structure of the team.
Here's Karoska. Fires it across, on Redmayne was backtracking, got a fingernail on it, down goes Kamau. Forward with purpose towards Castellin, into the box for Bridge. It's Isaiah stretching out a boot, about to be delivered by Dimas. Towards Neville and Topo Stanley, in fact, got there first.
We have an experienced player that knows how to slow down the game, how to defend, how to manage all this possession from Western Sydney, and I think we did an excellent job.
Well, that's the sight perhaps that all Adelaide fans wanted to see, given the pressure they've been under, the arrival or imminent arrival of their super sub, Pablo Sanchez.
You can get a lot of foreigners that come to Australia and they're different characters because they're used to certain ways, but they actually really bought into the way we do things in Australia, which is different to Europe and South America. So Pablo, out of that group, obviously was the one that wasn't getting as much game time.
The players you started with probably gave a little bit more of what you needed at the start of games, and later on in games when defenders are tired, games a bit more stretched, that's when he can come on and make an impact.
Everybody wants to play and to make the 11. For sure, for moments I felt frustrated because I play from the bench and I score, and after a game I was at the bench.
He wasn't sulking, he would get on with it, he would be on the bench. We knew he wasn't happy, and every player wants to play, so you kind of understand that. But when he came and played, he would die for the group.
I had to keep working, and my job was to be the best super sub for my team.
He knew that because of the level of player he was, a very good one, that when he came off the bench, whether it was 5, 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, he was going to get a chance.
Every day when I went to sleep, I closed my eyes and I said to myself, Pablo, you will have a chance. You have maybe 5 minutes, but you will have a chance, and when the ball is in front of you, you just focusing to shoot with the soul, and I think I will score.
And remember the stats, Adelaide haven't lost in any of his last 18 appearances.
And Sanchez is the best goal sneak in the club.
For the Reds this season. Now Dimas under pressure, robbed by Mork! And he's pulled his shot wide. What a moment that could have been for the youngster.
Well, they're edging closer. Jay Weatherall, Premier of South Australia's not, and he's missing out on what is brewing to be quite a party.
Kamau is on his own.
If they don't create clear chances, if they don't see that it's working what they are doing, even if they have the control of the ball, you still have power to go forward and to arrive to the other goal.
I don't know about you, Simon. I can't hear myself himself think here.
Bridge careering into his opponent, which Guillemot doesn't like. And again, tempers flare. And it's eaten up more valuable seconds for Adelaide United. It'll be in no particular hurry. And we're told there's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on. Again, the cries of United around Adelaide Oval. 1994 at Adelaide City. Last brought a championship. Oh, a mistake by Bacchus. There could be an end. That's it! They've done it! The super sub, once again, off the bench, scores the clincher. Adelaide are going to be champions for the very first time in the A-League era.
Well, the fourth official has just held up the board. There's 3 minutes to go. And they've got 3 goals. Adelaide United, unfortunate error by Kieran Bacchus, but the best goal sneak in Adelaide fires at home. They're not going to lose it from here, Adelaide. They've been the best team all season, the most incredible comeback in professional sport. Winless after 8 rounds. Then they didn't lose, they lost 1 for 20 games that followed. Finished top of the pops, host a grand final, and put a third nail in the Wanderers' coffin. It's Adelaide's premier. The Reds in the city of churches are going to be the champions of Australia.
And what a story for their Spanish coach. His first senior coaching gig. He went 8 games without a win at the start of the season. And you wait for the roar to go up. When the whistle blows, what is surely just a matter of seconds' time. And on balance, you'd say they deserved it today. There it is! Thanks to them all, they are bridesmaids no more. Tears from Eugene Galakovic. He knows the pain that they've been through. And in front of 50,000 parochial South Australians, Adelaide United have finally reversed the curse and laid to rest those ghosts of grand finals past. Bottom in November, premiers in April, champions in May. Today it's all about the Reds, about an unprecedented journey. After that dismal start to the campaign, it's their time, it is their moment. Adelaide United, champions of Australia for the very first time.
You think about, we did it, yes. I don't know how, after this long journey, and we did it.
Oh, you feel everything, don't you? You feel ecstatic, you feel relieved at the club for so long, and I would have had that, I wouldn't say regret, but you miss something if you hadn't won a premiership in 8.5 years of a football club, even though they're so hard to do.
One thing that they didn't have was demons, with Huge probably the only one that was still around from those grand finals.
There's a lot of young boys thinking it'll happen for them, but it doesn't always happen, and it's very hard to do. And I witnessed it.
What did they have? They had quality players and players that were able to produce on the big day.
The winner of the 2016 Joe Marston Medal is Isaias.
He was our engine of the team. The way he played, the way he wanted the ball.
Everyone was coming to me saying congratulations, you did an excellent job. But I didn't pay attention much about my game. I was so happy because as a team we won the grand final.
He was outstanding that day, and it just shows big players step up in big games, and he stepped up.
There's 3 individuals I'd like to mention tonight. They're not here anymore, but I bet you they'll be celebrating upstairs. That's JB, Jurgen and Remo Paris. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to invite the chairman of the FFA, Stephen Lowy, to step forward and present the Hyundai A-League Championship trophy to the Adelaide United captain.
Adelaide United has made history, winning its first A-League championship with a 3-1 victory against the Western Sydney Wanderers. More than 50,000 people crammed into Adelaide Oval to witness the fairy tale finish.
What a year, what a day.
The atmosphere down here is electric. The drought has been broken and Adelaide United have clinched their first championship in front of a jam-packed Adelaide Oval.
Thousands of Adelaide United fans have painted the town red, gathering in the heart of the city to hail the new A-League champions.
The chance to hail the champions, a winner's welcome for players and coaches after a huge night of celebrations.
The winner of the Relive Club Champion Award for 2015-2016 goes to Craig Woodland.
They're built for a few years, I believe, like in the Gumba area to that era, and we eventually, we done it.
I go watch AFL games at the Adelaide Oval quite frequently, and I'm telling you, there's not one time I've been there where someone hasn't said, I was at that grand final.
The way we started, there was a lot of emotion from going winless in the first 8 games. So it was everything kind of boiled up. So, there's such jubilation. There's, so a few of us with, tears just from all the feelings and the emotion that went into it.
All the bad days, all the frustration, we got this, and all the players, we were a family.
It was a special season for all of us because of the special group that we had.
I keep coming back to it more. I think the guy that's seen and done it all, he was such a level-headed guy and so relaxed and kept everyone full focused, and just he believed in all of us, and you're thinking, far out, this guy that's played over 300 games with Barca believes in me.
It gives me a little bit goosebumps now thinking about it, because it was such an amazing achievement, to be part of history with the club, to win its first championship.